Hey guys, it's Poppy motherfucking Castillo here to talk to you about bitches and girls and hoes and yeah. Okay. All right. So, what is the one thing that you should avoid when you're? Yeah, I just pounded the table. David fucking hates that. It creates this weird. At first, when we were doing it, and I was like, I'm very gestury, and I would like hit the table. He's like, don't fucking hit the table. I'm like, what the fuck? Does it matter? And then we're editing the videos, and I just hear, don't, and I'm like, oh fuck. He was right. Fuck me. Okay, so let me keep my hands up here, so I don't hit the table. Okay. So when you're, how long can I do this before it gets awkward? One thing that you want to avoid when you're going out on a date with a girl is having a group date. This is something that I see a lot of guys fuck up, and it's something a friend of mine actually recently did, and he noticed that she was ready to go home with him before they ended up meeting some friends because they went to a place where they knew people. And then he was like, probably because you want to have fun, right? Think, oh, let's go on a group date, it'll be fun, we're all hanging out, I'm with my friends, da-da-da. I'm sure it can work, I've made it work too, but the same thing goes for party dates, for instance. So group dates and party dates. So double dates usually don't work really well. I've had them work well, so one of you is going to be like, oh, yeah, I do it. Yeah, I know it can work, but it's not as conducive to a good date as it is just to be alone with you two. So whether it's a double date, a date that's going to end up with you guys meeting people that you all know, so don't go somewhere where you're gonna end up pulling people into the conversation, or like, oh hey, what's up, yeah, none of that shit. You can go a place where people know you, but don't go anywhere where it's gonna turn into a group thing because it's a date. And then also, obviously, don't go on party dates. So don't take her, be like, hey, I'm going to this party, you want to come with me? If you really just want to have a date. Now, you can use those situations and use your social circles and your groups of friends to help get a girl. Now, that's a little more complicated, though. That's social circle game. We're talking about a date. Now, if you want to know more about social circle game and understanding how to use group dynamics to your advantage and use your status and your reputation to your advantage, then I have a book called King of College, and it's in the description below, and it talks about my journey through college and going from loser to the king of my college and knowing everyone and having this great but also not so great reputation that helped me get a lot of girls and a lot of friends, and how to understand group dynamics and how reputation works and how gossip works and how to use these things to your advantage to get friends and get girls. It's obviously about college, hence the name King of College, but people never change. High school never ends. People are always cliquey. People are always worried about gossip and status. And so the principles are always going to apply. So even if you're not in college, it's a great book to pick up to understand how these social dynamics work. And it's in the description below, and check it out. And it'll be helpful. But when we're talking about just traditional one-on-one date, the best thing that you can do is avoid any situation where you two are going to be hit with a break in discretion, any distractions, or any competition. This is why party dates are really bad. Now, I know that on some level you should think, well, if I can't get her with other men around, then, I'm not that good, or you're going to come up with some fucking weird argument. The point of having a great date is to just make it about you and her and to avoid anything that might make it harder. Unless you're just the kind of guy who likes to play games on super hard difficulty and you want every distraction, every challenge possible, okay, then go ahead, take her to a fucking strip club and just have the weirdest fucking date ever. But when you want to have a genuine conversation and a genuine connection, you want to avoid any situation where you're going to have unnecessary competition. So drunk, aggressive guys who want to steal your girl from you. Or any situation where she's going, like if she says, hey, let's go to this ice cream shop because I work there. No, bad idea. Or, hey, I want to go to this place, I know so many people there. No, avoid that. Don't go to a party. Don't go to anywhere where it's going to allow too many people to enter into the conversation. You want to go somewhere where there's no competition, but also the point of her knowing people, then it's going to interrupt your discretion, because a lot of times girls won't sleep with you because you know her friends and she's worried about when she sleeps with you, then it might develop into some sort of relationship. This is why guys can be friends with girls for years and get no progress, but then I can meet her and then an hour later I'm sleeping with her. But this guy who's in her friend group at the bar has known her for years, and then he sees me take her and he gets all fucking mad. Because associating with him in a sexual manner is going to affect her reputation, because if she sleeps with him, people are going to find out, or she's going to tell people. And then if it was just some random guy, oh, I slept with this random guy, I met, we had coffee, and oh my God, it was amazing, and I sucked his dick like an hour later in the back of his car. That's different than, oh, hey, yeah, I ended up going on a date with Jack, and I slept with him. Oh my God, are you guys going to get together? Because they know him. Or he's going to tell people, and then they're going to know her. Whereas if it's just your two fucking random people because you met her on the street and during day game, or you met her at a bar, but it's just you and her, and then you got her number, and then later, a week later, you guys got a date, then there's no worry about reputation. And so girls are going to be hesitant to sleep with a guy who's in her social circle. You can make it work, but it's far less likely to happen. Whereas if you're a random stranger, she's more likely to just have random casual sex with you. Or even if you do want to turn her into a girlfriend, the best way to do that is to have sex with her quickly. Now, if you need help actually going through the date itself, right? Because I'm just giving you this tip to really, but I've lost girls because of it, and you could possibly have made that mistake this weekend or on your next date. But if you want to actually get help with the date itself, or even meeting girls to go on the date, we have something called One Date, and it's in the description below. You can check it out, and it teaches you how to meet a girl, get her phone number, take her home once you get her on the date because you texted her properly on the date, and then how to have sex with her and turn her into a girlfriend, all in one date. And it gives you a very simple, streamlined process. Check that out. It's called One Date, and it's in the description below. It's amazing, and it's just very clear on how to take her from step one to step you're digging her pussy. Now, back to the reputation concerns. You want to avoid that. The competition concerns. And then just any distractions in general. So anywhere where there's going to be a lot of noise, anywhere there's going to be a lot of shiny fucking objects, anything that's going to possibly take a girl's attention, because as you know, women are very, they're very distractible. Women are very easily distracted by anything that is spectacular or anything that's interesting. And so I would actually advise, right, because this might seem counterintuitive. You want to go on a date with a girl because you're like, okay, I want to take her on the most exciting thing possible. I want to take her to a fucking amusement park, or I want to take her to a comedy show, or I want to take her to laser tag. No. A date is about you and her. The best way you're going to sleep with a girl is for her to have a conversation with you that makes her feel like she was very connected with you on a level that, even though you've only talked for 2 hours, she's never felt this kind of a connection with a guy. Or you maybe don't have the best conversation, but there's nothing external to distract her from you, and so she can embrace and experience your full presence purely on its own. And the way that you're going to do that is you want to follow the 5 C's of dating. Now, these 5 C's of dating are actually in the product Girls Chase. Not the Girls Chase, that's the website. The product One Date. My bad. Fuck, trying to sell stuff and I don't even know what I'm selling. Well, I'm selling the website too, right? Because it's Girls Chase channel. We have a website called girlschase.com, and we have a product called One Date. So that's in the description. But as for Girls Chase, you should ring that fucking bell and subscribe to the channel and like the video, and also check out our website if you prefer to read things. I mean, you're on YouTube, so you're probably lazy and you like to watch videos, but if you like to read too, and you like to use this thing called your brain, then go check out the website. It's called girlschase.com. We have literally thousands of articles on there. But 5 C's of dating. Okay, so you have, let's see if I can remember them. Covert, cheap, right? Because you don't want to spend too much money, right? If you go do something expensive, if you have 5 dates a week, that's going to turn into a lot of fucking money. Because if you're going on a lot of dates, and you want to be going on a lot of dates, because not every date's going to work out. But if you just get a process that we talk about in One Date, you're going to have a situation where you're eventually going to find success, because no one's a straight shooter and gets it 100% of the time. So you want to make it cheap so that you're not spending too much money. You want to make it covert so that you're avoiding those distractions and the competitions. Then you want to have a conversation. So that means going somewhere quiet, going somewhere where maybe there's just some light music in the background, some light jazz, but then it's not so loud with people or with music or with whatever thing is going on, that you guys can actually have a conversation. And then you want, what are the other two? Okay, I'm back. I totally didn't forget. So, convenient. Okay, now convenience is really important because you don't want to have to go an hour out of your way. The more investment, let's say she's 45 minutes away from you, try your best to get her to come to you rather than you go to her, because when something is not convenient, you're putting too much effort in and too much investment. And I know this doesn't sound as romantic as you want it to be. You want to think, oh, it doesn't matter if I go out of my way to do things for her. She should still like me for who I am. Sorry, that's not how sexual dating works. That's not how the sexual market works. Women are attracted to men who are powerful. And a man who's powerful is usually not going to go out of his way just to have a date with some random girl. He's going to do something that's simple for him and convenient for him. And so if you can get a date that is 5 minutes away, it's going to look more attractive for her. But also, when it's 5 minutes away, guess what? It's 5 minutes away from your house, so you can pull her home easier. It's called logistics. You got to think strategically, okay? You're the man. You got to plan, okay? Now, last one is control. And it has to do with what I just said. You're in control of the date. You're making it so it's 5 minutes away so that you know you can pull her back. You're in a situation where it's easier to pull her. If you're at a comedy show, you gotta wait till the end of the comedy show. I mean, you can get her out of there, but there's that social norm of you gotta finish doing what you're doing. If you're at an amusement park, it's gonna be kind of hard to just be like, let's get out of here and go fuck. Because let's say you guys are having a great conversation, but you just got there and it's been 30 minutes into the date. You're not gonna be like, hey, we just spent $40 for the tickets into the amusement park. Let's leave right now. It doesn't make any sense. You're not in control of the situation. So don't be at any date where you can't pull her away. Same with a movie. That one's really terrible. Don't take her for a movie because you got to sit through the whole fucking movie. Now, could you pull her out of the date just because you guys are having such a great conversation? Yeah, I'm sure it's totally happened. I'm sure you've been at a movie, but you're not really watching the movie. You know, everyone else is enjoying it, but you guys are playing handsies, and you're trying to put your finger down her pants, and you're like, hey, let's just fucking get out of here. She's like, yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, I know. Those are all possible. But you want to make it easy as possible. Don't make things hard on yourselves. Make things easy on yourself by controlling the situation. So, convenient, control, cheap, conversation, and covert. Got it. Boom. 5 C's of dating. If you control these things, and one of the fallacies that would break one of these 5 C's, like covert or control, is going on group dates where there's dynamics that you can't quite be in control of. So let's say you're in an area where she's really familiar with, and then, you know, an ex-boyfriend comes into the store and she's like, oh my God, hi, I haven't seen you in so long. Chase, the guy who owns Girls Chase, one of his greatest stories is about him having coffee with this girl, and then all of a sudden this guy that she's had a crush on just randomly shows up and fucking steals the girl from him. And he goes to the bathroom, he comes back, and they're gone. Now, he probably didn't know that he was going to walk into that particular store, but that's just an example of what can happen when you're not creating the best situation for yourself. So one of the best tips that I can give you is avoid party dates. Don't go to parties with girls. Just fucking go for coffee and go for drinks, and make it a process. Go for coffee with this girl, go for drinks with this girl, coffee with this girl, and create a simple process. And when you're thinking in terms of processes, you're going to get a lot more done, because things aren't usually going to happen in this one date. Now, you can make them happen in one date, but it's not usually going to be that one date. It's going to happen in a process. It's going to happen where you're having 10 one dates. And then because you get good at this process, you always take her to this coffee shop, and you always try to build a really good connection with her, and then you know that you're only 5 minutes away, so you can pull her when she's ready to go home. Think strategically, and then you're going to have long-term success. Dating is a natural thing, and it's an emotional thing, and I know you don't want to seem like you're some sort of special ops fucking agent, but when you make things under your control and you avoid external stimuli and external variables and wild cards that are going to throw your seduction into a fucking chaotic loop, and one of those is being in a situation where it's with groups, and you can't just sneak out because her friend's there, and you know she's gotta put on that act that she's a good girl for the friend, but really she wants to go be a slut for you in your bedroom. When you avoid that, you make things easier on yourself and easier on her, and you make it easier for you to take her home and to do what you really want to do, and that's fuck. Okay, cool. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to check out One Date in the description below, and also King of College if you want to learn more about how to do those group situations, because again, they can be done, but they're more complicated. However, it's just so much more simple to just have a fucking date with her, run your process, take her home, and fuck her. Okay, cool. Subscribe, ring the bell, like the video. Ciao.